Hey, it's Samantha,
Kadesha.
Sandy.
and we're back with another insightful episode on the Deeper Than Tech podcast, where we talk about how to progress in your career in an industry that was not designed with us in mind. Make sure you share this podcast with a friend or a coworker. And don't forget to grab a snack because you're going to need something to eat to go along with all this tea. Once you land your role, is there anything you weren't prepared for on the job?
I would say like one thing I didn't really know about was like CI/CD and pipeline integrations and how that worked. Of course, the org. And even like if you're using a tool, like let's say your company uses GitHub, you can't just use the GitHub API randomly. You have to go through your company's way of using that particular thing. I don't know. I don't know how to really answer this question.
The SSH?
Yeah, like I would say I definitely had the technical skills and I definitely jumped right into the code base. But in terms of feeling like I wasn't prepared for anything, it was just like how everything worked together at my specific company.
I think I wasn't prepared for like writing documentation. That was one of my earliest tasks, like writing documentation, and I just didn't think engineers did that. So that was something that kind of caught me off guard. Uh, Debugging. One thing my boot camp, what I wish they did better was teaching us how to properly debug, because that really helps with solving your issues that you run into your code. Strong debugging skills. That's another thing. I didn't really know how to use the Chrome debugger that well. Now I'm kind of like an expert, but before I needed help. So that's something I wasn't really prepared for. Uh, the other thing I wasn't prepared for, this is not like in the technical scope, but more like on the soft skill side, I wasn't prepared for like art or discussing anything in regards to like my story. Like what I was assigned, I did, but speaking up for myself, or like any opinions I had oriented around my story or feature work, that's something that I kind of also struggled with. Like I knew about sprints, I knew about what the day to day of an engineer would be like, but I wasn't prepared for like the pushback that engineers sometimes have to do, or when they have to defend themselves in that aspect. I wasn't prepared for that. So those are kind of the things that caught me off guard early on in my career.
Yeah, there's only so much that you can prepare for a completely new situation. You did get hired at your job for a specific reason because you're a talented engineer, and I think the job will be willing to teach you whatever you don't know. So if you don't know how to use Slack, if you don't know how to use GitHub, there should be space and time for you to learn those things. So come on your first day, meet a lot of people, have a great time, and eventually, like we said, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, and eventually you'll get to know everything.